Hey there, everyone. This is Dr. Yam, and today we're going to be discussing the question: how can I add some motion and to my ocean? No, just how can I add some motion, some connectivity, some flow into the way you're creating your offer pages or even your websites? So I got a little couple of hacks and some other things I want to share with you today on Biz Tip Tuesday. Let's get busy. Hey there, everyone. This is Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach for those who are members of the Content Creation Tips and More Facebook group and my Busy 9 to 5ers Hive members. So again, today, as with every Biz Tip Tuesday, I bring you resources, tips, tools, hacks, you name it, things that help me be productive in running my business that can also help you as well. So welcome, everyone. If you haven't already done so, feel free to allow StreamYard to see your comments, and then you're able to ask questions along the way. And if you don't catch me here, catch me on the replay and post your questions right here below. And so for now, let's talk about images. So typically when you are doing your layouts for your offer page and you've created even your product content images, right? Some of you have already gone through my create your first content, low content offer product, and you are ready to go now with creating your offer page. And so one of the key elements that I always find really fun to do is the build itself. And one of the things that I've gotten kind of, if you would, obsessed with is how to add something beyond the regular picture. And so there's ways that you can add movement to your page that can really kind of draw people in and get their attention. And so today what I wanted to share with you are some methods. And one, how do you take video and make it into a GIF, or even creating your GIF? And also, what is that? Because some of you may be like, I don't even know what that really is. And also, what does that look like when you're posting it and creating it on a page itself? So that's what today's Biz Tip Tuesday is all about. Now, the first thing I want to share with you is a couple of cool tools. And what I found is there's lots of great, again, freebies out there that you can use and get down and dirty with. So I'm going to kind of share with you a couple of tools that I found to be really helpful, and that hopefully you will find helpful as well as you create your content. So this is, again, all about creating your content. And this is going to be really falling under, when we think about our content creation ecosystem, it's really going to be falling here under visual creatives, because this, and also under websites for that matter, because you can apply it to all to any of them. You can even apply it to your blog page if you wanted to. You can apply it to your social media if you like. But for today's exercise, I'm really going to put it under the primary space of creative visuals. But they can apply to any and all, as you'll soon find out. And one of the things that's helpful is knowing what things are. So first thing to note is you typically have your regular image files. They're going to be either a JPEG, JPG file, or a PNG file. These are both image files that are utilized on social media as well as on websites, and that are created in such a way that can render itself nicely, and people will see it nice and clear. You're not going to have a bunch of pixelation and things that are going to go on. And so those are the two primary formats for what we call flat images, right? Regular images that you take on your cell phone or in your iPad or your regular camera, and your digital image files, right? So those are just image files. And they also come in different sizes depending on the resolution. So those are image files, and you can put those on your website and on your offer pages. Creating those images also, like what you do inside of Canva, like I said, things that we did inside of the 5-day challenge that some of you participated in. Now, so that's one way, right? And that's great, but there's another opportunity for you to kind of go the extra mile, if you would, add a little pizzazz, and again, a little ocean to your emotion in that particular content creation. So I'm going to share with you a couple of tools that I use myself, and then also how I'm going to apply that. So if you haven't already done so and you haven't checked out my Content Latte platform, this is the platform that I use for my customers, and is a place where you can create your websites, your offer pages, your email automation, your bookings, your offer pages, and alike, and email automations as well. Let me show my screen. I don't know why I'm not sharing my screen. Here we go. So, is that not showing? There we go. Is this gonna? No, it's not. Okay, let me show you this one. Okay. This is a reminder. All right. So in your so Content Latte is the place that's going to give you your kind of, like I call it, the one-stop shop. So this is where, again, websites, email, your e-commerce stores, your funnels, your pop-ups, your membership, your email automation, your CRMs, and also your bookings and appointments. So this is the platform I'm going to be demonstrating on for today. All right. So we got that. Now, so while I am demonstrating that, I'm going to also show some tools along the way. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to bring up a template. So when you're first thinking about a platform, a place where you're going to create content, it's either going to be one of two things. In this example, I'm going to show you either you can do this for a web page or for your offer page. So I'm going to share again my screen. And I'm going to share my page. There we go. Alrighty. So I happen to be in a client's page, and we're developing for them. But the first thing we're going to do is create a web page or select a tool, a page itself. So we're going to come in here inside of the Content Latte platform, and we are simply going to click on Pages, and we're going to create a new page. Now, it's going to ask you what's a new what. It could be a new page. If you're creating a portfolio, you can do that. If you're creating a pop-up, you can do that. Or you can do a group of pages. We're simply going to create a new page. When you select a new page, then you're going to be offered a couple of different categories to choose from. So we have lots of different pre-made templates for you on the platform itself that you can access. And so you can make your choices there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here where it says landing pages. Okay. And I'm going to, so they're in different categories. I'm just going to pick a landing page for a simple offer just to use it as an example. And I'm going to choose this one over here. So we're going to hit select. And when you do so, it's going to offer you to give it a name. I'm just going to call this one example. Right. And it's going to be a landing page, and we're good to go. We'll make it public so everybody can see it, and we're just going to add the page. All right. So now we have selected the page itself. And one thing that you're going to notice in this particular case is it already comes with a static picture in the back, right? So this is going to be that JPEG or that PNG picture. And this is fine and well good, right? You're going to have an opportunity to put your header here for your selling points, put your call to action, and then here again, some of the benefits of the service or the product that you want to be able to lay out. I'm going to be focusing primarily on the header section on this particular layout. Oh, forgive me, I have the header on from a website, but it still applies. So the first thing that you're going to do here in this particular case is we want to replace this block. We want to replace this image, and we want to put some motion behind it. So what can that look like? Okay, well, let's check out a couple of resources. So the first thing that you want to think about is, where can I get some image files? When you're first thinking about creating your pages, your products themselves, there's a couple of free sites that you can use for what we call canned or stock pictures. Like, you all know you can go to Unsplash for your stock pictures, but did you know that you can also get video there? Yeah, you can. So let's check out Unsplash. I'm going to share my screen again. And it's going to make me, hold on one second. now we can do the screen there. Alrighty. So on the Unsplash page, you will notice that you have different categories that you can pull from. And then if you'd like, you can also scroll down up here in the menu. There's one here for the videos. Switch it around. Hold on a second. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not. Maybe this isn't the site that can do the Unsplash videos. Hold on. Let me just type in something right quick. Is this the right one? Okay, maybe not. Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of another application. Sorry, I got confused. So let me stop sharing there. So the first tool that I'm going to show you instead is going to be Pixabay. So here on Pixabay, let me just make a link and I'll show it in this chat for you guys. I'll make a banner real quick too. Okay, so here you go. Pixabay. So here's Pixabay. I'm also going to put it in the comments. So these are free. So the nice thing about Pixabay, Pixel, and Unsplash is that these are royalty-free public pictures that you could just use. And if you can give credit to the creator, because these are people who have shared their own content creations to the masses, then do that. Give them a little shout out. That's also very helpful. So as an example, we have Pixabay. So I'm going to go over here to the Pixabay website, and we're going to find us an image for our promo page. And here we go. All right, so here is the video section. Again, you can do photos, illustrations, vector type of files, as well as video. They even have music and sound effects here. Again, all free. You just have to sign up for the account. So the nice thing is that you can do here is that you can search for the type of image or video file that you're looking for. So if this was a spa type of a promotion for a service, then I would type in spa. And then I would be able to find some video images that would be helpful for what I'm looking to do, right? So here's one of a person getting a massage this way. There's something that's a little bit more zen. And these are all, this is a workout type of a spa. So it really just depends, again, what is it that you're looking to do, right? So in this particular, you can spend days and hours. You're like, there's even pictures that have some kind of an effect. And here's one that someone is getting a facial. So depending on what your offer is, right? The most important thing I want to just focus on is that there's video here for you to pull from. So I'm going to come back up here and I'm just going to pull on this picture right here. So I'm going to select this one. And then what you're able to do is you can simply download it. You already have your account set up and you can simply do a file download. Now, I want you to keep in mind that image files like these, they're movie files. Well, they're going to be fairly large, but that's okay. So here's the first thing you want to do is simply do your file download. And here you can take it down into the different sizes. So you can take it down here to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to take it down here to MP4 in this size, okay? And I can do my download. And then you prompt you to save it to your particular file. And I'm just going to do that and save it. And it'll save to your screen, okay? And now we're done. Now, here's the thing. That file is going to be rather large. And it's also a file format that's an MP4, which is a movie file format. And so what does that mean is most times the places where you are hosting your video, your offer pages, typically won't take movie files. They will take image files, and they will also take GIF, because a GIF, but it's a GIF file, is kind of like a movie, but it's no sound, and its resolutions is much smaller. So you can use that, but typically movie files, because they take are so large in size, they're not going to allow you to upload it there for that reason, unless you have a lot of storage space already accommodating in that way. But that's okay, because I got a hack just for you. So now that you have your movie file and you've saved it, the next thing you want to do is you need to compress the file so that you want to get this file to be as small in size as possible. And then the other thing is then you're going to want to convert it so that you can use it as an image file and not as a movie file. So the first thing we want to do is how do you compress a file? Well, again, there's some freebie tools out there that help you to do just that. And the one that I've been using the most recent, I think is great and is very universal, is Adobe Express. And this is a tool, again, totally free. You just have to sign up. I use Adobe for products for a lot of other things, so I already had an account, but you can certainly get Adobe Express is a free tool itself. So let me pop up that on the screen and I'll put that up there for you guys to see. There you go. So here you can go to adobe.com/express, and there is where you're going to be able to go and compress or even convert your file. So you're going to be able to do both at the same time. So depending on the size of your file, you may have to do what I call a two-step process. You may need to compress the movie file as far down as you can get it and then convert it to a GIF image file. It's a little extra work, but it's well worth it. Just a little bit of time. But you got these free tools out there, so they'll help you to do it really cool and simple. Okay. Someone's trying to send a text. Okay. Now, let's check out that. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go over to Adobe Express. Where's my Adobe Express? There we go. All right. So here we go. So over in Adobe Express, here are all the different types of ways that the free tool is available to you to do. So you'll notice that you can remove your backgrounds and you can resize your images. So here under the video, we're going to do a conversion video to a GIF. And if I needed to, I can also do a resizing of the video if I needed to. But I think my file is a bit on the small side, but I'm going to take you through both anyway. All right. So let's first go and do a video resize. So we're going to click here. Resize video. And then all you'll have to do is simply upload the file itself. So it's going to prompt you for that. So give it 1 second. There we go. And we can browse the file. I know where I put it. So there we go. I'm going to pop it there. And I have, there we go. There's my movie file. This is the one I just downloaded. And you can tell also, by the way, if you take your menu window, wherever you are, and you change the format to be list details, you can see that this one was actually fairly small. So I took it in that version, so it's a 5K. So I'm pretty good on the file size itself in that case. But just for example, I'm going to take one that's a bit larger. So I'm going to take this video file here. This one's a lot larger. This is 6 megabytes, right? And in some cases, it might even be large. Like this is a really big one. But I'm going to take this one down. So I'm going to compress it down as now that I have this one. And then I can take the size of the file and I can even resize the format, meaning that I can actually crop the picture so that it can fit inside of a square, or it can fit for reels, or it can fit for your portrait, or it can even fit for landscape or for IGTV. So you can actually reduce and resize the format if you needed to. In this case, I want it to be kind of horizontal because that's the space that's best going to fit into, but you can certainly make those different conversions itself. And then here is where you can take that video scale, meaning that I can zoom in if I want to on that particular size of the page. So that's how resizing the video will go. Then if I wanted to, I can actually then convert it to a GIF file. So I can resize my image file. And I also wanted to, this is not the resize I was looking for. Okay, so I can resize for that. And then I wanted to do my compress. Give me 1 second. And then let me change it to compress MP4. Alrighty. So I've downloaded my MP4 file, and now I can now convert it to a GIF picture file. So the reason why I want you to know and understand this part is sometimes we think that we're only stuck on having flat image files, and you don't have to. You can have some movement files. You just have to make an equivalent to it, which is going to be a GIF, a GIF file. You notice how sometimes when you go inside of your social media and you decide you could pick a GIF file and you have all those goofy kind of image files, the Giphy files, it's the same thing. A Giphy is a GIF. A GIF is a file that has no sound and is usually kind of low quality in size because you're running something, and it also loops. That's the other great thing, is that there's a built-in kind of a loop mechanism built into it, which is really nice itself. All right, so now that we have our movie file, we're now going to convert it and make it a GIF file. So now let's head on back over. And we're going to now convert the MP4 to a GIF. And again, all you have to do is upload this video. So we're going to take this one up, and we're going to take our GIF file, a movie file rather, that we just downloaded. There we go. And now, because remember, a movie file is something you have to hit the play button and it's going to play, and then it stops and you're done. A GIF, on the other hand, is going to give you an ability to have that same movie kind of automatically looping and replaying on its own, and treats it like a picture file, but it still has some movement to it, which is really cool. So now here's my movie video. If I needed to, you can make some edits and say, well, I only want this portion of it and not the backside portion. If you want to, you can change the frame sizes. It's totally up to you. And you make it that way. And then here again, you can choose the file sizes. Do you want to have a larger file because you want high quality? Do you want to have kind of like for social media, so there's going to be a medium-sized file? Or do you want to have a kind of low quality, but a really super small size? Because again, maybe the resolution really doesn't matter because of where it's going to be going. It doesn't make that much difference. Then you're fine. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go with my medium, and I'm going to go ahead and hit download. And so what it's going to do is to simply process that file. It's going to do a simple convert for you. Way back in the day, I had to ask an expert to do it, and he charged me a whole bunch of money. And now I can do this all myself in a matter of minutes, and I am good to go. So we'll just quickly go through the process. You see how quickly it is. Of course, the size files is going to determine how long it's going to take. So yes, you will need a bit of patience. So now the video is ready. The GIF file is now ready to download. So now I'm going to go ahead and just save it in the same space. And now I have a GIF. And we're done. So now I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, there we go. So now that we have that file done and it's converted, I now can upload it to my offer page. So I'm just going to simply go over here to my offer page. And we're going to upload it in that place where it's now a static image file. So here we go. There we go. All right. So like I said before, see how you now have this really static picture. And well, yeah, it might be fine for what you're looking to do, but I think we can have a little ocean because again, this is for a spa. So I'm going to go up here and click on where it says block, right? Where everything's an object. And here is that picture of the static image file, right? And so what I'm going to do is I want to delete it. And then I'm going to add up my GIF file, because the way that most platforms will recognize a JPEG, if they can recognize a JPEG or a PNG file, they'll also recognize a GIF file. And it doesn't matter that it's not, as long as it won't take a movie file in a picture file format. So that's the kind of hack that you need to know about. So now here we go, upload our picture. Find my file that I just saved. Here we go. No, not that one. Where's my? Here he is. There we go. This is the one I just made as a GIF, and I can upload it. 3 megabytes, not too bad. It could be smaller. All right, and I'm going to select it, and then I now have that in place. Now check this out, right? So as you can see right here in the background, I'm just going to let this go for a second. Notice how it's like repeating in blocks in the back. Well, this might be something you want to do. It's not what I want to do, but just know that you can repeat the process or repeat the image and it'll get an effect like this. So it might be something you want to do, but that's not what I'm aiming for today. So let's go back. So here are some of the settings that you will have a choice from is I can, first you're going to do the background image position, center to center. This case, how do you want that background to repeat? If you want it to repeat. So some of the options you have is I want it to repeat as you see it here. I might only want to repeat horizontally. It's only going to go across this way. Or I might want it to repeat vertically and it only would go as you can see it here in the background. See how that works? So there's the difference there. Or I might say, you know what? I don't want it to repeat at all. But then check out what happens. It's only going to place it because of the size that it's in the space that it was accounting for. That's not going to work either, right? So one of the other options that you have is to cover the whole area. Now I get the full spans, right, of that space. That's the ideal. Now I have some movement going on. Now, if I want to, I can also, if there was a movie, and we're not doing it in this particular case because we're not doing a video background, so I'm going to turn this off because we're just doing it as a GIF file. But I can also do an overlay. And if I wanted to put, so like right now it's a little on the dark side. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to make it a little lighter. And I'm going to take the opacity down and take it up here a little bit, right? So now I've got really nice, soothing background image that I can have. If I need to, I can resize it. But now I've just taken a movie, I've converted it to a GIF, and now I've replaced a boring static page image file. And now I've got on my web page or on my offer page, a movie file that now brings attention to the subject matter, and people are more interested and going to want to read what's over here on the overhead with your copy, which is a whole nother conversation. But for today, that was our hack. So stop. I'm going to stop and sound that and come on back. All right, let me just make sure I don't see any questions in the comments. There we go. All righty. So that's one of the ways that you can add movement and motion to your offer page or to your website. Simply convert a movie file to a GIF file, and you have those simple tools. Now, the Adobe Express was one tool that you can use. Another one that I happen to use, I'm just going to put it here in the chat, is also a tool that I use a lot as well. And that one is EasyGIF. And so this one too, you can video to GIF files as well. Does the exact same thing as I demonstrated earlier. And I'll also put that in the comments. There we go. So you have those. So those are the two primary tools that I use to convert movie files to GIF files. And then if you have to do some compression, meaning that even when you get your GIF and it seems some places will say, hey, it's too large, I'm not going to take it. If you find yourself in that situation, then you have a place that you can actually compress a GIF file so that it can be tighter and smaller. And if you need to do something like that, then give me 1 second. And over here, let me just do a quick search. Let's share my screen over here real quick. One of the things that you can do over in the video to animation GIF page is that when you get here to easygif.com, there's quite a few things that you're able to do. You can make a GIF, but here's the one on video to GIFs. You can convert it. That's what this will allow you to do. Simply upload the file, movie file, just like we did in the other tool, and it's going to save it and to an output of a GIF file itself, right? So we're just going to pick on this one, and I can take this one. Where's my other? Here's my this is my full-size video one. And then I can upload it. And it's going to do the exact same thing. It's going to make the conversion, and then it's ready for me to do a save. Now, The nice thing too is that even though I'm here to do a video to gift conversion, you have the opportunities to do some other types of tweaks if you like. But simply here, so this one is about, oh, it's going to convert it to about 500. But you can take the size down here. But right now, I'm just going to make it a simple conversion from video to GIF. You can change the end times if there's a place where you may want to do some cutting off and edits, you can do that as well. I'm going to keep the original size and I'm not going to mess with any of the frames, rates or anything and mess with that. I'm simply going to do a quick convert. So I'm just going to click convert to GIF and then my little cat will do his little dance and then voila, I have my output. So at this point, it took it down to a compressed file size of about 10. So now I'm able to optimize it if I like while I'm still here so I can crunch it down. So remember, all I did was convert it from video to a GIF file, but I need to compress it down so it can render fast on the website itself. Okay, sorry about that. Optimize. And I can take it here. So what I typically do is I compress it down by 100. I just find that that's not too heavy and not too light. It's kind of in the middle. And then I will choose to leave it as the Lucy GIF type of optimization. And that's the one that's recommended by the platform. So I kind of go with what's recommended. I keep things simple. I'm not trying to make it too complicated. So then once I've done that, now remember, it's at 10 megabytes right now. Let's see what it can compress it down to at a light kind of middle compression level of 100. So we'll hit optimize the GIF. And what the cat's going to do is dance. And it is now optimized. And look, it took it down to 3.9. That's huge, right? That's 62% smaller. That means it's going to be able to load faster and not take up a lot of load time, which is optimally what you want anyway. So now that I have that done, I can hit the save button. And now I can do, it's going to give you the file name. You always add like their easy.com GIF to the GIF maker thing. So I'm just simply going to call this one my massage GIF. Easy GIF. Right? And now I'm going to save it. So now I have a much better file format to put on my offer page. So as I'm laying it out, so I'm going to go back here and I'm going to replace the picture that I had before with a smaller one because it makes better sense to do that. All right, so we're going to go right here and voila. All right, so I can go back here to my platform inside of Content Latte, hit the back block button, and I can go in here and I'm going to click the image file. I'm actually going to delete this one since it was so large to begin with, and I'm going to delete it and I'm going to replace it, right? So now I'm going to upload the new version, the more compressed version. That's the one I really want to use, right? And use that one. Much smaller. And I'm going to select that one. And now that's going to be the image file. Everything else, all the other settings that we looked at before all stand true. We're good there. And voila, now we have us a new page. And then I can save it. And then I can continue on with working on my copy page, talk a little bit about my offer, and then get some testimonials if I want to, and then a little bit more about getting more information so that they can opt in to the offer. So you can make your edits that way using a simple template inside of Content Latte. And that, my friends, is how you can add some motion to your offer page and to your websites. So I hope you found this to be a helpful tool and strategy to kind of make things, get a little jazzy on your page. And again, you have your Adobe Express as well as your Easy GIF platform. Don't forget you can use the Content Latte platform to create your offer page or your web page, as well as doing your other business solutions as well. So you want us to check those out each and every time. And that, my friends, is everything you need to know about converting from a movie file to a GIF. So again, you can always find me over at keepitsimplecoach.info is my website. And you can check out my tools under the resources link on my website. And please join me over at Content Creation Tips and More Facebook group. That's for solopreneurs, freelancers, and coaches like yourself. Hang out with me and we create content to help move our business. And you get to learn from me and as well as the other members inside of our community. If you haven't launched your business just yet, but you want to, start your side gig, then I want you to head on over to busy9to5ershive.com, and there is where aspiring entrepreneurs are getting their business started with a plan and an approach, and then they get to launch. So any one of those spaces are created with you in mind. As always, this is Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach. Let's get busy. Have a good one. Bye-bye.